Alright, so I recently bought the cheapest RTX gaming laptop that is available on the market, and I know the laptop doesn't say gaming laptop from any angle whatsoever. There are no RGBs, nothing flashy going on the laptop, and it looks so simple, and I kind of prefer it that way. And the laptop is made by complete plastic, but don't get me wrong here, the laptop is really well built, so sturdy, and the laptop is kind of a fingerprint magnet, but that's not something to worry about. There's a metal logo on the right side, says Lenovo, and if you flip on the back side, there are just few ventilation, and I would prefer to use a cooling pad with this laptop. And on the back there's no ventilation, it just looks like a grill, but it's just a design, nothing else, and it says Ideapad Gaming. And if we go on the right side, we have some ventilation that is going to be connected to the fan. One is intake and one is the opposite of intake, whatever that is. And speaking of the port, we've got some 2 USB port on the right side and a headphone jack, and on the other side we have USB type C that is going to be the output through the iGPU, HDMI through the GPU, and an Ethernet port and a power port. And the laptop looks so simple. And speaking of the design, it's a complete simple design that even a non-gamer would prefer this laptop over those flashy ones. And one hand flip test kind of failed in this laptop, but there's one good thing about this laptop, and that is the NVMe SSD that is installed. So as soon as you flip the laptop, it's gonna start booting, and spec wise laptop is really powerful. So it has the RTX 3050 iGPU, that is the laptop GPU, and processor is Ryzen 5 5600H. And if you're gonna buy it right now, you're gonna get the latest version of the Ryzen 5, that is the 6600H, that is more powerful than the one we have right here with the RTX 3050. And now let's talk about the unboxing. So you guys might be thinking, what do you get with this laptop? So laptop packing was pretty simple, thanks to my sweet girlfriend who helped me out with the unboxing. So you get a power brick that charges the laptop up to 50% in just 30 minutes. Really good, powerful adapter, doesn't even look bulky. We have the hard drive expansion. This laptop also supports the SATA hard drive, and of course the laptop, and that's all you get in the laptop. And the laptop is going to be covered with complete e-waste plastic. That's what you expect with the electronics. And this one thing is, when the laptop comes, it's not going to have any power, so you're going to have to charge it first before you boot up for the first time. And now let's talk about the keyboard of the laptop. So the keyboard is not the RGB keyboard, it's so simple. It's just the backlit keyboard that you can only adjust the brightness, and that's all. So you press the FN and the space button to adjust the brightness. And the laptop design from the inside is so simple, and the trackpad is not what I would prefer to use, since there's no button that you can see, everything is in there, but you cannot see the section of the button, right click or left click. So there's a camera that's going to be covered, and there's one good thing with this laptop, and that is the camera switch on top. So you can kill the camera by just sliding the switch for your privacy, and I have no idea what kind of privacy that means, but it's still a good thing to have this sliding button on top of the camera that will cover the camera completely. It's right when the camera is off. And now let's talk about the gaming. So you're also gonna get 3 months of Xbox Game Pass with this laptop, and that is quite good. But still, when you try to claim the 3-month Xbox Pass, it will ask for credit card details. That kind of sucks. But now let's talk about the actual gaming performance of this laptop. So right out of the box, the laptop is gonna perform like a complete disaster, total garbage, since it's gonna be with 8 gigs of single channel memory. So what I did is I installed another 8 gigs of RAM, and that made the whole lot of difference. And I'm talking about night and day kind of difference in gaming performance. So if you have a laptop, it has 8 gigs of RAM, trust me, upgrading to 16 gigs is gonna make a whole lot of difference. You will see the difference, and it's literally going to change the performance of the laptop. So now we're going to be testing Grand Theft Auto 5 on completely maxed out settings. I only disable the post-processing and motion blur, since those settings makes no difference if you put them on and off, it's just a personal preference. So rest of the settings are on very high or ultra settings, as high as settings can go. And I tested the inbuilt benchmark in Grand Theft Auto 5. So now let's check the results. So before the 16 gigs of RAM, I was getting 60 frames or something like that, but after 16 gigs I was getting above 70 and 80 in every scenario. Like, you know, settings were maxed out and I was getting really good frames on maxed out settings. Alright, so with Fortnite I tested out with completely maxed out settings with the RTX on, and then I tested it with the competitive settings, that is the performance mode. So I will be showing you both of the performance, and trust me, this game looks really good, completely insane, because in this new update it's the Unreal Engine 5.1 and the game looks whole lot better with the RTX and lighting. And trust me, look at the game, how good it looks. The lighting, the shadows and everything looks phenomenal. And I was getting well above 75 frames and it was going up to 95 frames, and I was playing Team Rumble where the frame rates are kind of low, like, you know, as compared to the normal game, since in Team Rumble we have like so many teammates around us. So as you can see, the frame rates are really good, I mean, for maxed out settings, and the game looks kind of incredible. And like I said, this setting is gonna be just for the looks, how the game looks, and I would not think that any of the competitive players are gonna use this setting, but still the game looks amazing, and shadows, lightnings, even the reflections are so insane. So now let's check out the performance mode, and performance mode was giving well above 200 frames, and like I said, the screen is 120 hertz. I think I didn't mention it, but the screen is 120 hertz. So for 120 hertz screen, I was getting way above frame rates that are necessary. So while landing, it was like, you know, a 90 to 110, but in the game I was getting 220 frames, well above 200 frames in every scenario. But there was like so many players around me, like, you know, teammates in Team Rumble. Then I was getting about like, you know, 160 frames, but that was still okay since the screen is only 120 hertz 1080p, so we don't need that much of a frame. So there's one thing that I did while recording is I switched the screen to 120 fps locked, like, you know, the game, I switched it to 120 fps locked, so I was not getting any amount of dips in the frames. It was completely on 120 frames even in the storm. So when in Fortnite you're in the storm, that kills your performance, that kills all the frame rates, but still I was getting 120 frames locked on performance settings. And you guys might be wondering how the CPU performs, like, you know, the CPU benchmark. So I have tested Cinebench R23 on this as well, and the results were amazing. Like, you know, it passed the i9 988H in the multi-core performance. And I have a streaming PC that have the Ryzen 5 2600, and this outperforms Ryzen 9 2600 in every single way, single core, multi-core, everywhere. And it was kind of close to Ryzen 2800X. And my main PC where I record and edit the videos is 3900X, and it wasn't that powerful. Like, you know, this CPU wasn't as powerful as 3900X, but still the performance was so good. I was getting well above 9500 on multi-core, and that is incredible for the price and performance of this laptop. And it was kind of a close to, like, you know, i9 988H CPU, and it was better than Ryzen 7 1700X. So processor is powerful as well, so you can use all the rendering work with this laptop without any problem. So this is the review of the cheapest RTX gaming laptop that I bought, and I hope you guys find this very helpful. If you're looking to buy the laptop, I would say get this laptop for gaming, for like editing or any kind of work that you want to do, 3D rendering and stuff. This will handle every single thing with an ease. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and by any chance if you didn't like the video, you can hit that dislike button twice, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.